I get up, time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on. Through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. See the horizon turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon turn us to thousands. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And
walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. out of town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul.
Here we go.
Good morning. What is going on, everyone? Wow, what a morning it has been. The SPY has actually been popping off here. We turned this music down really fast. Good morning, good morning. What is going on? SPY tried to run up in pre-market. I am worried that it's going to be giving back some of these gains today once the market opens. I'm really praying that we see a nice move to the upside here. That is a pretty crazy drop back down. Bouncing at 637. Sorry, I forgot to send the links out for the live stream, apparently. Good morning, good morning. What's up? Bad rejection. Wait for everybody to get back in here now. Good morning, Juan, Jake, Jason, Jake, and Oscar. Oh yeah, that was Jake 2 times. It's funny. Palantir pulling back a little bit. Tesla trying to move. We had those earnings runs last night. Fortinet, FTNT, DraftKings. Oh, DraftKings had opened today. What the hell? They were doing pretty good last night. Unfortunately today, pulling back. What's up, Autumn? Ahmad says NVIDIA, NVDA. There we go. That's helping to fuel the SPY for sure. $180 breakout. It's been above 180 before. Not for very long. Just momentarily. Looks great though. Even at open here. Awesome. Green candles. Oh yeah. Popping off. Sorry guys, 1 second. Dealing with a lot of stuff here today. Yeah, I do like NVIDIA's action though. That is awesome. Tesla trying to break out. Tesla's actually carrying its ground really well. Beautiful action. What's up with the crazy wick on the SPY? Pretty good movement. Not sure what we mean by the crazy wick necessarily, but overall, good action back up. SPY continues to show its strength here. Doesn't care at all. Just literally explosive. Might end up pulling back a little here. It does look like it hit, it hit pre-market resistance and has an instant red candle, which is okay. Let's check in on Figma. Pulling back down to 84.33. Figma tried to pop off yesterday. From yesterday's opening price, essentially, to the high, it ran up like 18%. That is quite the move by Figma. Watching AMD as it tries to recover back. Are we going to get a full-blown recovery? We just might. Just might with the way it's moving here. Autumn looking for 640 on the SPY. I don't really love it right here, Autumn. I feel like today there's the possibility that it ends up rejecting back down, considering how good it did now the past 2 days. Yesterday's move and then this morning's move was amazing. I wouldn't be surprised if there was just some consolidation or flatness or a pullback. I feel like breaking back above 638 today would be pretty hard, but then again, the SPY has been pretty surprising lately, so it's not necessarily something that would really blow my mind all that bad. Amazon, she says it's nuts. Straight up again, 224. Look at Amazon yesterday. Look at that intraday price action. That was some of the best intraday price action that I've seen in a little while. Go back to SPY real quick. I put a drawing on here. I gotta delete it. There it is. I accidentally put a dot on the chart. Hood's bouncing back. Robinhood jumped up to 110 today, and then, yeah, pulling back slightly, but I like the action overall. KT said, would you consider SPY to be in a head and shoulders pattern? Not really. Head and shoulders. I mean, I'm not sure the time frame that you're looking at, but I do not see that at all. Yeah, I don't see it. I see kind of a reverse head and shoulders from right here. This was like a good head and shoulders down here where I'm pointing to right now. But it was inverse. $5 minute? But how many days, like, are you zooming out? Like, is it a 5 minute, like, you're looking at, like, this as being a head and shoulders? It's so hard to tell. You know, like, I can't tell what you mean. I'm sorry. Since Monday. No. Yeah, I don't see one since then, personally. SPY, I really like resistance here at 637, though, intraday. If we do end up, like, breaking above resistance, watch for a 638 run. I don't think that you could go that nuts with it. You know, maybe just catch $1 to the upside. You could maybe sell some at 638, try and let it go out a little bit more. You know, go out above 638, up towards, like, 639, 640. But again, I do think that would be pretty rare today to get up towards like 640. That was already a pretty good pre-market move, if I'm being honest. Another choppy day. It seems like it, doesn't it? I think it's going to be pretty choppy. The QQQ disagrees, though. It says, Tom, we're going straight up. SPY looks a lot choppier. Tell you what, NVIDIA is just powering QQQ higher. That is just such a great run there. Holy crap. This is some insane momentum here with NVIDIA. Every time we look back, it's up another $1, but just the way in which it's green, too. Almost like every 1 minute candle has pretty much been green since open, besides a couple. Any idea how high Apple can go? Let's see where it's at. I know it broke out yesterday. We trying to make another run again? Chart won't load. How about GDXJ? There we go. Holy moly, Fraz says NBIS, Nebius. Very nice breakout. Earnings today. Explosive up to $70. I didn't even see this one this morning. Yeah, Nebius breaking well above resistance here. I gotta go check Apple, which I couldn't get the chart to load earlier. Again, like I can't get the 5 minute chart of Apple to load. I don't know what's up with TradingView and Apple right now, but it doesn't like me. Trying to bounce around 216 right now, holding previous resistance as support. It got to around 220. I can see Apple going higher. This looks like a pretty nice setup here. I like the way it's bouncing off that previous support. Man, I really love resistance on Apple at 225. I feel like that would be a pretty tall task today to get up to 225, but I do think that it's possible. If it were to start running past 220, I would think 225 would be where we could get to pretty easily. 220 is a pretty major level, though, being honest. Made a really nice scalp on Nvidia to the upside. There we go. I like that Nvidia run right there. That was a nice one this morning. I'm glad that you, it sounds like you got out of it. Man, that's awesome, Demir. It was the hot stock of the day. One of them. Pretty much straight up there for a few minutes. Sunrun is up 31% on their earnings. Sunrun, that is insane. Up to $12. Let's see it on the daily. Sheesh. Yep, breaking above that previous range. That's a big range to get above there. Had to delete the old big money trades off there. If we're just now joining up today, destroy that like button as we go through the market. Looking at SPY, it's still rejecting here at 637. Not being able to continue with the overall movement here. Good morning, everyone. Go about your business, Rick says. Man, SPY's looking great to the downside here as it turns over. What a rejection. I thought it might have some problems this morning. Especially initially, you know, off open. We've seen this a lot lately where SPY will rip up in pre-market but then give it back as the market opens. Nobody wants to see that. We bought the first dip on Nvidia today. It had a dip. Oh, I guess you mean the very opening candle. I see. Definitely was a good time, that's for sure. Awesome. LLY paid so good. Love it, man. Mr. Wu said. LLY. So you bought some Lily puts. Damn, LLY is down a lot today. Even from open today, they are getting crushed, down 13%. Dang, that's a bad drop for them. Tesla, kind of rejecting like the SPY. It looks very similar. Rejected at pre-market resistance. It's fallen again. Go to the 1 minute. Doesn't want to load these charts up here this morning. There we go.
I don't know what you want. Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side. My love.
Tom, can you use your book map to show me the Dutch Bros? Dutch Bros. That's just bros, right? Yeah, just do bros. Okay. Sure thing.
You say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar,
Here's bros. Looks like 70 bucks was huge.
you say you wanna cry, but you never do. Sugar, there's a
Watch 75 coming up overhead. What it's gonna take to get over 70. Looks like a lot of sellers even stacked up like 70, 50 here. Kind of strange. They really like this zone. At least the main sellers at 70 gave out earlier, so. It looks like it's not going to be too hard to get above 70, 50. AVGO's running, KT said. Broadcom is running. That is straight up. Very green candles here if you're looking for quick momentum. AMD looks pretty solid too, although it's sitting right at 170. I'm sure that there's resistance here at 170, yep. 110,000 shares on the book map. That's pretty significant, I'd say. It's so hot and humid, Demir didn't even go to the beach. Now you know how it is where I live. I'm just kidding. It's terrible where I live, though. Or it has been. Like last week, it was like 100 degrees. And Mason goes, isn't that when you go to the beach? You know, that is kind of true. I guess you're right. I guess if you live there, though, it must be different. Autumn hates Missouri humidity. Gross. I don't know why it's so bad, either. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, there's like no water. I guess there's like rivers, but weird. Zamir says when you're working out in those types of conditions, it's a little miserable working out. I learned that the hard way. Man. I feel bad for those construction workers and stuff that gotta go on like a black roof during the middle of this. NEM and gold mining tickets have been doing well. Tickers, I'm pretty sure. GDX. Yeah, the daily continued really well there. How's Newmont? AEM maybe too? Wow. Yeah, they're crushing it. Gold itself started to pick up a little bit today. It's not really up that much, but with it just being up in general, these miners are going to crush it. Best part, there was no wind. %90 humidity. Sheesh. That is a humid day. Juan said, I miss it. Last time I was in STL, I drove from KC to St. Louis just to smoke blunts and eat White Castle under the arch. Juan said there was so much goose poop. Oh my god. That's gross. I almost didn't even want to say it. I think that we have a button for that one. Oh, I don't have it. Darn. NVO is popping. NVO here. Novo Nordisk popping up. Running up to 51.50. Holding just under $50 here. And AMD calls. Glad to hear that. It's popping. Breaking 170 like it was nothing there. We were just looking at that on the book map. It wiped out the sellers. Looks like there's not a ton of sellers till like 175. 172 does have a decent stack. It's honestly just as big as 175. Weird. It hasn't really cared today, though. It's just been blasting through anyways. It said, oh yeah, resistance? Well, we're getting through. What do you think? It's coin is a good play to the upside. Let's see. Coin. Running up towards $316 here. Very nice run, I'd say, overall. If it can break 316, then watch it up. I don't necessarily love buying in right now, just hoping for a break, but looking at the setup the past few days, I could see it getting through. There's been a lot of good momentum. I could see 320 playing out, Ahmad. That'd be a good target. How are these banks doing? Are they selling back over? Man, JP Morgan, are you going to start coming back? Tesla's trying to bounce up in the middle of this wedge again. Remember, it just recently touched the bottom end of the wedge. It might try to go up and touch the top. Let's go back to Amazon. Carlos put it in the chat. Still ripping here intraday. 225. Broken. That is wild. What a great move by them the past couple trading days. What's been going on at Amazon? They're trying to fill the gap from earnings. That'd be terrible if they turn back over again over the next few days. Like they fill the gap and then turn over. QQQ's running. Yeah, Nvidia must be powering that. Like Juan said, or sorry, like Ahmad said, Nvidia breaking resistance, which is really helping QQQ along with a lot of the other tech stocks. Go back to our watch list here. BMNR is up another 10% today. Bitmine Immersion. This is the one that Tom Lee is the chairman of the board of. Starting to get back quite well. I've been keeping it on the radar lately. You know, it's been dipping down after ripping whenever it was announced that he was on the board. Now consolidating, but it is starting to come back a bit. I think there could be some great opportunities with these. BMNR. They're trying to get into the Ethereum stablecoin game. Don't know if you've looked into Bitmine Immersion much, but buying up a ton of Ethereum. I'm not sure how that whole stablecoin process works, but it is a big deal with them with Ethereum. Hopefully they can get a good foothold in that market. Ethereum looks primed here. Look at the way Ethereum's been popping up the past few trading days. Looks like it wants to make a new all-time high here soon. Maybe even watch ETHA again. Looking really good in the short term. Some great movements here by Ethereum. Bitcoin's coming back pretty well too. Also looks pretty primed. Start selling some ETH. Do you own some of it? FLY IPO'd. They said it's out. Oh, it's coming at some point today. I got you. With all the IPO hype lately, I'm sure this one will probably have a little bit of initial volatility, at least we'll call it. Will AMD clear 172? It's a pretty good resistance here. It might be tough for him to clear it. I would think that they would try to get back up to where they started dropping from earnings around like 174, 175. But it might not come right away. This is rejecting pretty well initially, but I do think like 174, 175 would be a good target given that that's where their gap kind of is from earnings. Datadog thoughts, Mr. Wu said. DDOG popped off with earnings, consolidating around 144. I don't love the intraday setup. You might be able to try and play it up off of this, but if it sells down below this support, you're going to have to probably sell out really quick. It's in an interesting pattern. Let's go look at it on the daily chart. Wow, the daily I'm really mixed on. Seems like it's just stuck in the range here. Let me grab a drink of Gatorade really fast. I'll throw up the Mag 7 setup real quick. I'm out here destroying the red Gatorade. Look at Tesla priming itself. Love that setup at the high of day there. It's pretty awesome. SPY keeps rejecting, though, at that pre-market resistance close to 637. Just continually failing to break out. That's tough to see. Kanji Man said, Jesus, look at OSS. There goes Datadog through that support. One Stop Systems. Earnings, they're up to $5.65. This is almost like a penny stock, but it's blasting here on earnings. Wow. The daily chart looks awesome on this one with the way it's coming up off that dip. This stock seems like it does pretty well, like when it starts to rip off these dips a lot. My gosh, it even held support perfectly there at 480, which was like the perfect peak from back in the middle of June. Yeah, she's not trading today. Not today. She's chilling today, luckily. It'd be kind of cool if there was like a kids trading game on the on the tablet. You know, maybe that would be bad. Like, what if it taught her how to like buy and sell stock, and then she hopped on like my account and started like going nuts on the computer? Could you imagine that? Like, you walk away to go make lunch, you come back, and your kid's, like, on the computer just, like, clicked out of all your positions or something. That would be... Yeah, there's not a game for a reason, Elton said. He said they'd become gambling addicts. Oh, no. You know, the sad part is there's probably kids' slot machines or something, funny enough. Thoughts on CRWV? Do you know what starts it with the gambling is going to like an arcade, like Chuck E. Cheese or something? I feel like that's like exactly like the casino. Like, you get tickets instead of money, right? Thoughts on CRWV? CoreWeave doing pretty well today at 5.2%. I don't really love the way it's up today, though. It's actually below the average percent rise. It does seem like, though, that CoreWeave is trying to hold and form a good base down here, very close to $100. And seeing it be at 100 is pretty crucial. So I would look at a potential hold here. I think for the next few trading days to even couple of weeks, there could maybe be a possible better uptrend happening off of this dip. Over the next couple days, you might get lucky and get into like one final dip before like a possible breakout. But I do like the possibility of this holding. It looks pretty solid. CoreWeave has been a pretty good growth stock, and it is fallen a lot since the end of June, which is where it peaked out, of course. Yeah, CoreWeave, though, not a bad opportunity. I like it quite a bit there. Chuck E. Cheese is more robbery than a casino, Mason says. $50 to load a card to get tickets for five Tootsie Rolls. Yep. But Mason, it's about the experience. Another dip equals no trade day for me. Ooh, SPY is starting to dip again, isn't it? Made a new low of the day, actually. Low since open, I'll call it. Not low of the day. Technically, the low of the day is like 634-ish. What? Because you missed the SPY dip? Yeah, look at it. Still selling down here. 635. Man, I thought that this was a possibility today. That is unfortunate to see. Unfortunate. I was actually posting about the SPY this morning in the Pullbacks channel along with the Trading Stream Limited channel. I was a bit worried that the move could be exhausted from pre-market, and it looks like that kind of is the case here. SPY pulling back, might try to fill the gap here down to like 634, 633.80. It's very close. I would think that it gets there now, given how good the sell-off is starting to become. What a sell-off, though. I know, right, Sir Charles? I was actually just looking at them a little while ago. Sunrun had a nice move, 30%. It's leading my watch list. Pretty insane. City says, my bad, I caused the SPY dip. It's alright, it's alright. I'm actually kind of happy with it. I don't think it's terrible. I was kind of leaning that way. Overhead resistance. Brutal there. The Metals Company. Up pretty well today. Watch for a possible continuation. It's sitting right around pre-market highs. It has had a wild past few weeks. What's up with that run up from Friday and then drop? That is pretty bad there. Nonetheless, today, setting up well. No bads here, I'll just get more. There you go. Tangian says the whole summer has been wild. You're kind of right. Ever since we got those April lows, I don't know if that's technically the summer or not yet, but that kind of kicked it off, right? I still can't believe how well the SPY has just held this trend line that we've been watching. Again, it had just such a perfect bounce there. That was the third bounce, third touch recently, and SPY loves it. Went straight up. Straight up from here. With this morning's move, I would say that the dead cat bounce possibility is it's over as far as like a dead cat bounce setup would be concerned. Now, could we still end up falling down overall from, you know, some of these overall highs? Could the SPY still, you know, end up falling more? Yeah, it's possible, right? It's possible. But at least these dead cat bounce setup is kind of over now. It would have had to have happened more of like off of this resistance from yesterday into today for that to hold up in my eyes as being a setup that was going to play out as a dead cat bounce.
Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything.
AMD is trying to clear 172 again. Let's see. Oh, rejected again. That's rough. Look at the Nvidia pullback.
Take my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. Some days I feel skinnier than all the other days.
Costco went up a lot, K-Rose said. COST. 1.16%. I'm not going to say it's a ton, but it's pretty good for stock like Costco. Look at the daily with Costco. They'd actually been dipping recently, starting to come up off the dip in a great way. Now that's going to be making people happy. Traders right there. Look at Walmart too. Still pretty solid. It's falling back a little bit today off of yesterday. But, man, that run yesterday was just so crazy. Keeping it on the radar here for a possible all-time high test. I think it could come into play pretty quickly in the short term. Will Tesla go back up? Want to do a covered call 2 weeks out. Again, my current one expires tomorrow, City said. Will Tesla go back up? You want to do a covered call? Expires 2 weeks out. If you went to 2 weeks out, I think that going with a strike price like 335 or 340 would be really smart, considering that that's right around resistance, and it's pretty much higher than where we are now. So, yeah, I like 335, 340 if you're okay with those strikes. Let's go check it for August 15th, 335, 340. So you get like $300 at 335, and at 340 it's like 200. So it's not the most ever, but I think it's a lot safer to go with those. Way safer. You're thinking 330? 330 is not terrible. It's also like right at resistance. And it's also around the top end of the wedge. I would doubt that it closes above 330. That would be pretty rare, I would think. I would think it bounces around there and drops or something, even if it came like close. Let me know if you end up doing it. I think it's an interesting one and I like it. I like it quite a bit. I was thinking 330. Higher than my cost anyways. That's good. Yeah, that's the main point, right? One of the big ones. AMD at 172. Still can't break through, though. It's still trying. That's funny. Still trying, but just not quite there. That's a lot of trouble it's having.
We are dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. Search but you stay lost.
Tesla right in the middle of the chop zone. Getting chopped up here today. That's unfortunate. Very choppy. Check on Bank of America, BAC, bouncing around 45, 45.10. Still like Tesla here in the chop zone, though. It'd be interesting if it could start to get a breakout or breakdown going. Might be something to be patient with, but if it breaks under 318, I mean, there you go, possibility down. I also like the possibility of it trading up above 322, although I will say I probably lean down given what it did yesterday. Probably a little overextended. SPY pullback. Still coming into play here. Looks pretty brutal still. We'll see if we get that gap fill down to 633.80 or so. It's about to touch 634 even. Yep, literally touching it like right now.
Take it slow.
Demir's out of here. Sounds good. Bot's probably calling out puts. SM bot is for sure. Couple calls out there. AFRM. Kind of strange there. I'm surprised it's calling out calls. How about ARM? It's calling out calls on ARM, which is interesting. Dutch Bros, of course. Bros has been moving pretty well. Ever since I looked at it earlier for... I believe it was for... Who did I look that for? My Views, maybe? Oh, Jason. Gotcha. 23.7%. Things exploding. Ever since I looked at it earlier, it's done pretty well. AMD calls are all over the SM bot too. Damn. SoFi, pretty nice action here today. Intel puts are on the bot? No. Got a 1979. How do you guys feel about Intel here? Do you think it's going to hold the daily chart, or do you think it's going to end up breaking down? Very curious. Ooh, the Battlefield 6 beta is open. Ooh, how do you play that? Whoa. I gotta see this. I've been waiting for that game. Mag 7 turning over and we're dumping. SPY continuing to pull back. It actually just pulled back under 633.72. Somehow. That's massive. That's brutal to see. Give me 1 second here. Yeah, it sounds cool. I'll have to maybe download that later on. That's pretty cool. Oh, apparently it opens up this weekend. Mag 7 turning over, we're dumping. Man, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see the whole Mag 7 turnover. Let's look at our Mag 7 setup. Yeah, definitely. Almost everything turned over here. Google's the only thing that's been slowly chopping up. Everything else has been kind of slowing down and, like you said, turning over pretty hard. Am I happy with DraftKings earnings? You know, that's one that I'm not really too happy or upset. And I'm not really, like, looking at it too hard. Like, I don't like to just overanalyze, like, one earnings report and then make, like, a bunch of decisions with, like, my stock because of it. I still think that for the longer term, they'll be just fine. So, yeah, just, you know, letting it play out. Let it just kind of go how it goes. Looking at the earnings move, I don't necessarily love it. I would have rather had a nice opening higher here, but seems pretty good. You know, one thing I didn't read about was the conference call. I only saw the initial numbers off the bat. That's hilarious. Trump said the Intel CEO needs to go. Did he really? No way. Lip Bhutan? Oh my god, he did. Whoa. Trump said the CEO of Intel is highly conflicted and must resign immediately. There is no other solution to this problem. Thank you for your attention to this problem. What the hell? That's weird. Lawmakers focused in on his ties to China. Called for resignation of Intel Corp Chief Executive Officer Lip Bhutan. Oh man. We're not going to get to hear Lip Bhutan much longer, it sounds like, guys. Oh, no. I did not see this today. Weird, okay. Wow. That's why they're moving down. I was kind of wondering. That's terrible. I mean, you know, if the guy has a lot of ties to China, he's got ties to China. It is what it is, I guess. Let's go see Caterpillar on the SM bot for some puts. Wow, okay. ON on the bot for puts. How is ON doing? Selling down pretty good. Recent big money trade entered on August 1st. Starting to look pretty solid now. Let me go check these on the chain. Yeah, really good. Nice. How about AES? They did actually pop up today a little bit, but they don't look great. It might have to be time for the protein intermission. I'm starving today. Tesla, right back to the lower end of the range, sitting around 318. Steve got into AES this morning. Nice. Hopefully you can get through this resistance it's sitting at. It did actually end up rejecting there today, but I think going forward it can be just fine. You're in QQQ puts. They said, come on, SPY. SPY, 638 resistance. Pullback coming in. Looking for some news on this today. I'm not really seeing any news that necessarily makes me think right away that, you know, something caused this massive sell-off here. I don't really think that the tariff fears could have caused much, but this did come out last night. Trump said it's midnight. Billions of dollars in tariffs are now flowing into the U.S. Syria, 41%. Laos, Myanmar, 40%. Switzerland, 39% tariffs. Swiss negotiators traveled to Washington but couldn't come away with a deal. That sucks. That sucks for them. Brazil and India face 50% tariffs. Steve said, my views, I hope you're wrong, although I hope everyone does well at the same time. That's okay. You're in QQQ puts. It has been pretty weak from open today. I would not be surprised if the QQQ fell a bit more. I do like the way it's like holding this resistance right here. It's not bad. I'm a bit mixed on it where it is, though. I guess I lean slightly down considering how much it's up. Your profit target's 568.99. Now it won't load. I love it. It'll load a 5 minute. You said 568.99. That's not a bad spot. I have support right around there and 569.50 just about. That support's pretty close. You think tomorrow's going to be red from the tariffs being put into effect? It could. I mean, he said that they started flowing yesterday. Or like at midnight tonight. Well, sorry. At midnight last night, I guess I should say. Or technically, I guess it's midnight this morning, right? Weird. Trying to read more info on it, but not seeing too much besides the Truth Social post. I do think that there's possibility that tomorrow bleeds off as well, Elton. SPY did get a little overextended the past few trading days. Pretty good backup. It fell on Tuesday, but that was pretty much it. Every other day this week has been nice and green until today. But that was a big resistance that SPY rejected at. I would not be surprised if it went flat and tried to turn over a little bit more here. Kind of watching for like 631.50 to 630. Again, possibly. Weird price action, though, in the way that it ran up early this morning. I would have thought, like, if the tariffs were truly super scary, that we would have seen a turnover in pre-market, but then again, maybe people didn't really catch on. Yeah, I'm pretty conflicted here, Elton. Like, I'm zooming out, and it's tough to go against the SPY lately, right? Like, the SPY has been so resilient. It's hard to just continue to just want to short it nonstop here on this little recovery. But I definitely believe that there could be some type of downwards action coming in. Sounds good, my views. What do you think about cat? I like cats quite a bit. You know, I don't know if I like them better than dogs, but they're interesting. The Egyptians liked them. Yeah, they turned over pretty hard today, didn't they? Pretty nasty turnover by Caterpillar. Big cat. When did they have earnings? The other day? It's not showing me on here. Downgraded today. Oh, it says that they expected up to a $1.5 billion tariff cost. Whoa. That sucks. Yeah, they had earnings, though. On the 5th, fell down, and now they're falling even more. I think it looks like a good play for a possible downside move, especially with them talking about tariffs hurting them. That's a pretty big deal. And it's starting to really sell off, so I like this for a possible downside continuation play. That's pretty awesome, actually. It's very overextended, so a pullback would be 100% normal here. I think it's a good one to look at for puts, if we're being honest. It's sitting around 512. Oh yeah, keep it on the radar here. Maybe even explore some possible put opportunities, because it's a fun one. You'll probably experience a little bit of volatility, but I feel like if you're patient, you could be rewarded on this one. Good question, Isaac. Probably one of my favorite opportunities that I've looked at today. Tesla rejecting at 322. Still right in the middle of the range. If it broke under 318, there could be some downside opportunity. I'm going to put an alert, like 317.78. Only a 633 put, Andre said. It is starting to uptrend a little bit here on SPY. Found a bit of an intraday support, it looks like. Trying to pull back down a little bit. Want to find a good opportunity, though, here. Gonna start just flying through a bunch of stocks looking for something decent. PayPal flying down. That was XYZ. I think they report tonight. Advanced Money Destroyer.
Thank God that the brothers on the rise now. Endless celebrations all in my house. Levitating now, I'm super duper.
They look pretty good in the way that they've been coming back. They're right at 172 again. Might finally be seeing a breakout attempting here. Keep your eyes on Advanced Money Destroyer. This is pretty solid. Hood. Robin Hood, another one. I just saw some new semiconductor news, but it wasn't necessarily brand new. But I did see some news that Trump said that Apple and Nvidia were going to be dodging the 100% semiconductor tariffs that he talked about. I don't know if you guys saw Trump's semiconductor tariffs or not. Some firms will get exempt, which is good. Here's a good article for it.
of about 100% on semiconductor chips imported from countries not.
Let's listen to it real quick.
President Donald Trump said on Wednesday the United States will impose a tariff of about 100% on semiconductor chips imported from countries not producing in America or planning to do so. Trump told reporters in the Oval Office the new tariff rate would apply to, quote, all chips and semiconductors coming into the United States. However, he said it would not apply to companies that had made a commitment to manufacture in the United States or were in the process of doing so.
If you're building, there will be no charge. So I just want everyone to know that. And I didn't even tell you that inside. We discussed the concept, but I didn't. So it's a big factor.
It is not clear how many chips or from which country would be impacted by the new levy. Taiwanese chip contract manufacturer TSMC, which supplies most U.S. companies, has factories in the country. So its big customers, such as NVIDIA, are not likely to face increased tariff costs. An NVIDIA spokesperson declined Reuters' request for comment. Any chip tariffs would likely target China, with whom Washington is still negotiating a trade deal. Chip-making nations South Korea and Japan, as well as the European Union, have reached trade deals with the U.S., potentially giving them an advantage. The EU said it agreed to a single 15% tariff rate for the vast majority of EU exports, which includes chips. South Korea and Japan said separately that the U.S. agreed not to give them worse tariff rates than other countries on chips.
All right. So yeah, sounds interesting on chips there. You know, a lot going on in the semiconductor space. But they're talking about 100% rates for chips, which is pretty crazy. Figured that would be pretty big, but obviously NVIDIA, Apple, etc. are able to kind of buck it off, it sounds like. As it won't even affect them. At least not too bad, right? Spy loves 633.33, Juan said. It does, it keeps bouncing there, doesn't it? Let's zoom out on the hourly. I think that's a big level. I had it closer to 633, 70, 634, but nonetheless, it is holding that well. I do see that as a good peak the past few days, I guess. Look at these downtrends here. This is brutal. Oh, there goes Tesla. Down through support. Tesla 318 just gave out for a moment. It had like quadruple bottomed here this morning. Watch for an opportunity for a possible scalp play down. This could be pretty fire. Netanyahu said Israel intends to take control of all of Gaza. Uh-oh. That sounds good. What do we think about TTD? The trade desk sitting around 88, 80, 89, down 0.79%. Looking at the daily, they report tonight. Yeah, tonight and after hours. Man, I don't love it. I feel like it's in a weird position on the chart, too. It's like right in the middle of this huge gap up. And I lean, I guess, up considering that they've been recovering lately, but that's not a good thing to do, really. I mean, that's just like a total guess on earnings. But yeah, the earnings are a pretty big guess. I think it's kind of rough there to try and look at it in too crazy of a way. But alrighty, guys. I gotta run. I'm so hungry. I'm about to starve, it feels like. SPY's starting to sell down, though. Watch out for some good downside price action. 632.90, 632.80 starting to come into play. Watch for a continuation, possibly, down to like 631.50, 632. That would be very nice right here. It is starting to turn over again. A lot of good growth stock action this morning, though. Obviously, RUN was running, but even like BMNR was trying to recover up. CoreWeave, CRWV. Still pretty solid, actually, at 8.5%. App Lovin'. I believe this one's an earnings move. Yep. Post-earnings run by App. I know Steve is probably happy with App, right? Damn, it exploded. Let's go, Juan. Yeah, post them up for sure. I have a feeling you might get the member of the day today. Alrighty. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you tomorrow morning and, of course, on tonight's video. Have a great one.